Take him. Nice. All right, it's day 3 in my combination elk and mule deer hunt here in Alberta. I'm hunting once again with the folks at Trophy Hunters Alberta. My trusty guide and friend here with me, Brett Lucas, who's taken me around for now 3 years to chase around for mule deer. The game plan is really to put a lot of windshield time in looking for mule deer. We've got to cover a lot of country. It's a lot of open country here, so we'll be traveling the back roads and dirt roads, trying to spot targets of opportunity, looking to find something that's of trophy quality. If not, moving on to the next section and trying to spot something there. And that's going to be a much needed break for us because the first 2 days we put a lot of shoe leather on the ground looking for elk. So this is going to be a little bit of a switch for us, a little bit of windshield and ride time. So come on, let's go hunting. All right, here's what we got. We're driving along and Brett sees way off in the distance, probably 2,000 yards away, just a glimpse of a little buck. At first he didn't know it was a buck at all, but just a little buck standing up. So he puts the binoculars on him and sees that it's a little buck, and then, or wants to get a better look, puts the spotting scope out there. And what happened, the little buck stood up out there in the top of the pea field, way on the other side over there. But next to that little buck is a big buck bedded down. And if you wouldn't have put the spotting scope on him to see what else is around him, we would have never noticed it. But when you look through the spotting scope, you can see horns about this much sticking out of the top of the pea field. So the peas are about, what, that tall? And he's got horns sticking that much up above it, so the top of his head, he looks like a pretty good buck. So what we're gonna do is just drive back, get the wind in our face, and then hopefully with this wind blowing in the peas, we can stalk up through the rows of the peas and get close enough to him to get a shot on him. But all right, here's what's going on. We were trying to circle around and get a better position on that first buck that we saw in that pea field. And as we were heading down the west side road to get on the south side to see where that buck was at, there's 2 other decent bucks in here, which is on the lower side. That high peak up there is where that buck is at in the pea field. And there's two bucks down here. And what we're doing is, Brett now is turning around to go ask the farmer, see if we can't get permission to go into this field and hunt any one of those bucks. He's got permission to hunt further down, but this one he's got to check really quick and get some permission. Our guys haven't moved much. What do you say?
Oh yeah, no problem.
No problem, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome, all right, we're on. Let's go get them. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more hunting adventures. Welcome back to Hunting Adventures. Oh, man, he never gave me a shot, never gave me a chance. He stood up immediately, I drew the bow, and he immediately whirled his head and started going down the trail. So, man, I am so bummed. That was a nice buck, too.
Yeah.
That was a really nice buck.
Good mass.
Well, here's the backup plan, though. I said earlier, if we mess this one up, we got those 2 bucks down in the bottom there that we're gonna go chase. So let's go redeem myself and go chase those guys.
Perfect.
Hey, without this win, we'd have never got this close to that guy, but man, what a bummer. Well, those 2 bucks we saw earlier this morning, the canola field was just too high. It was chest high, so when they bedded down, there was no way to even have a chance of spotting the tips of their antlers. So when we got there, I caught one running away from us. Obviously, he was the second of the 2 because I didn't see the first one, and we busted them. We boogered those as well. So now it's back to glassing the field and terrain and see if we can't spot something bedded down or something that popped up when we drove by moving and put another stalk on something. So that's, 2 stalks by 11 o'clock, I'm happy. Unsuccessful, but happy.
Now we can go look for the real big one.
Yeah, those were test bucks. All right, that buck is bedded down. We had him spotted from the road in the spot and scope, so we decided to wait and see what he was gonna do. See if he was going to wander off and bed down somewhere. Well, he finished eating his oats and just laid down. So we've been feeding it across the field here, trying to cut some distance. This is a lot lower, see? It's about waist high. So we should be able to see antlers sticking way out of the top of this and be able to get in a position. Wind's right in our face, so we've had 2 failed stalks, but now hopefully we're getting better at it. So come on with us.
Yeah, he's up just behind that little ridge right there. We can see him from back there. From here, we can't see where he's at.
All right. We'll crawl up to the ridge, you spot him, and then we'll just belly crawl the rest of the way if I got to.
Yeah, at least to get down to the bottom right now.
All right.
Whatever it takes.
We're gonna have to crawl on our hands and knees about another 160 yards. We've been at it for about 50 yards, but it's just a lot further than we thought he was. Let's go. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more hunting adventures.